Get this into focus. Some of you may know that I had plans on going to teach English in Japan later on this year. I had applied last year in November with JET, which is the #1 agency to teach English in Japan. So I didn't hear from them in December and January, but mid-January. But the process was that in January-ish that they will tell you whether you got accepted for an interview or not. So I didn't hear from them, and I was getting a little bit like, what the hell is going on? So I went on their Twitter page, and some people were commenting saying that they already had gotten accepted via email. So they said you get accepted via an email and rejected via a letter, and some of them already got accepted with the email. So I was like, oh shit, I haven't got an email yet. So I was like, email versus letter, which one is it going to be? So around, I think about 5 days ago, I received a letter, so I knew automatically that I didn't get accepted to teach English. And I read the letter, and they said that they didn't give feedback because according to the Japanese government, I don't know why, but they said you're not allowed to give feedback on your application, so I have no clue, literally no clue on why I didn't get accepted. Very competitive. It's a very competitive agency or program. It's called the JT program. It's the #1 thing, so many people applied to it. And in order to increase my chances, months before I applied, I went on a TEFL course, which is like a teaching course over a period of how long? I don't even know. 120 hours online. 120 hours online. So you had 10 weeks to complete that, and a 2-hour practical. Not 2-hour, 2-day practical over the weekend. So you'll go somewhere and then it'll be a practical course for 2 days where they will teach you how to teach and all that. So I completed that. I didn't think that would be enough. No way, but you know, I'm passionate about Japan. So you had a personal statement in which you had to write 1,000 words on why you want to teach English. So I did that, and I was pleased with that. But at the back of my mind, I knew that it was very competitive. So that didn't really put me, I wouldn't think, at the top of the list. But so I have no idea why I didn't get accepted. I guess I'm not qualified enough, of course, because you have some people who had probably taught before, and so they know more about teaching than I do. But for 10 seconds, I was like, oh shit, oh fuck. For 10 seconds. And then my mind immediately switched. I was like, not so bad. Not so bad, because I realized that dealing with rejection, and this now is going to another part of the video, which is dealing with rejection and rejection in general. I've never ever had to deal with rejection before because I never put myself in a situation to me applying to Japan 3 years ago. It never happened. So for me, I feel it's necessary for me to get rejected a couple of times for me to know how to deal with it, and so that I can bounce back. You can apply again next year, but it was not even about applying next year which eased my mind. It was actually getting rejected that eased my mind. I was like, this is what I need. As much as part of me doesn't want it, because I do want to go there, is what I need, because I want to see how I deal with it. I want to see how if I bounce back from this, how it affects my state of mind. Because I think it's important for people to fail in order to succeed. And, you know, not going through failure, not going through rejection, you don't know how you would handle it. I believe people that don't go through these type of things are soft. So when things do happen like this, they complain and they don't know how to deal with it because they've never had to go through it before. And so it's like a test. It's like a hurdle that you need to step over. People who do go through failure, who do go through that sort of thing, I think are equipped, very, very much equipped with the tools to go on and succeed in life. Because they've been there, they've done that, and they know how to handle it. People look at failure as something that is hindering them. People look at failure as something that shouldn't happen in their lives. That if it happens, then holy shit, all hell is gonna break loose. Like they don't want it. They don't want failure. They do see it as a halt to their progression. But failure is something that's absolutely needed. It's more important. In some ways, it's more important than success. It's important to go through these things to toughen up your skin. It's important to go through rejection in order to build up your courage to take the next step forward. Because if you don't, and you suddenly come across failure, it's like a whole new wave, a whole new thing that you need to overcome, and you've never been put in a position where you've had to face it. And so people that don't have that are like cotton inside. They're like wool. They're very soft. I was very soft because I had never put myself in a position to get rejected. So the first time I did get rejected, I was like, the world just collapsed on my shoulders. Now that I've applied for many jobs and got rejected many times, it's toughening up my skin, and not expecting to get rejected, but not dwelling if I do get rejected. I know that getting rejected and going through failure in the short term would definitely benefit people in the long term, and which vice versa would just destroy you. You know, not putting yourself in a position to get rejected and then getting rejected later on, that will destroy you, because, you know, once you've never dealt with something before, then how would you know how to deal with it? Failure, losing, is positivity disguised in negativity if you are aware that it's designed to make you stronger. If you don't, then you clearly is going to be negativity to you. But if you're aware that going through things in this life, like that, like anything that is to do with failure, anything that is to do with losing, is a blessing. It really is a blessing. People come from nothing to something because they know nothing. People come from the dirt to the clouds because they knew the dirt. They knew the dirt. They've been there. They've done that. They've grown out from the concrete. And so they can go back there. Not that they want to, but they know how to deal with that. And so it's just up and up for them. But people who never knew the dirt, i.e. failure, who never knew the struggle, never knew that when they're reaching for the clouds and they get knocked down, they crumble. Like, they literally fall to the ground and then break into pieces. But people who get knocked down, who've already been on the dirt now becomes a cushion for them. It becomes softer to land on. It's no longer hard to land on because they know it and they've adjusted to it. So that's it. Didn't get accepted. I'm not sure whether I'm going to try again next year. I will definitely try again. Again, I'm still trying to read into this. Is this leading me somewhere else? Because I would have stayed there for a year. Now, should I do it? What is the year going to look like ahead of me now that I'm not going to Japan? Let's see how it works out. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Like if you like this video. Dislike if you dislike this video. Comment, and you know, you can say, "Oh, it's okay." You can say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Alex." I don't mind. I welcome it. And subscribe. Do that subscribe thing. You know that red button, you know. Thank you guys as always for watching my videos. Until the next one. So, ではまた会いましょうね。